Hi Mandy, we're here at the Continuous Delivery Conference at Stockholm 2017. You're giving a speak about configuration management.
Yep.
Can you tell us a little bit about what are the key takeaways from your speak?
Yeah, so for this conference I have a talk called Lessons Learned from Configuration Management, and I work at Chef, and our core tool is a configuration management tool, but in the marketplace there's a lot of other things going on. People are talking about containers, talking about serverless, talking about a lot of things that are sort of next generation, but at the same time there's a lot of things that over the past 10 years or so we've learned working with configuration management that you still need, even if you're not going to use our tool. You still want to look at treating all of your environments as code that you can test, and putting things into version control so you have like this auditable trail, and all these sorts of things that we've sort of discovered and learned over the past several years with CM.
Okay, good. So what about you? How did you end up in this, what's your personal interest in all of this? I mean, how did you end up here in continuous delivery DevOps world?
Yeah, so my background was I was a sysadmin for a long time, so I have degrees in computer science, but I don't really like to do a lot of heavy coding all the time. It just doesn't appeal to me. So I went into operations, and I spent a long time as a sysadmin working in very large websites. And I joined Chef almost 6 years ago, which is like 2 internet lifetimes ago, like feels like forever. We sort of grew up with the DevOps movement and all of these things, so it's been really part of our sort of core competency since almost the beginning. So, yeah.
Chef is an interesting company. You seem that, I mean, you have a proprietary product, but then again, you also seem to advocate and even support a lot of open source. So Absolutely. It's kind of it's a good mixture, right? Yeah. I mean, how did that come about? What are you? What is your take on open source versus the proprietary vendor lockdown discussion? All that.
Oh,
Can you give us a rundown on that?
Yeah, so back in the day, I had all the shirts that were like Linux is going to rule the world, and like derogatory statements about Microsoft and all these things, like very much in the open source sort of mindset, the like accessibility of all of these sort of computing tools. And Chef itself was originally started out as an open source project, and we added the proprietary components over time as a value add, as things that like are nice to have, but aren't necessarily the things you have to run the product. And we've sort of gone down that path. And all of our additional projects that aren't necessarily Chef core components are all open source as well. So we rely on our open source community to help us think about how people are using the product in ways that we don't necessarily hadn't thought about, right? So like you give somebody a screwdriver, you have no idea what they're going to build with it, and that's kind of what we do. It's a tool, and people can build whatever with it. And so that is sort of feeds back, and like, being open source and having sort of everything out there allows us to receive a lot of ideas and incorporate them into the product and move forward and learn and figure out what everybody needs.
So it's the alleged, end user feedback.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah,
okay.
Of all fashions on Twitter and GitHub and everywhere else.
Good. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah,
Thank
it's been great. Thank you.
Thank you.